So what I figured out
to the dragons.
is that
of tier just followed.
Nexagon, thank you for the follow. What I figured out is that I'm blocked on Serpentis. I wanted to get blueprint stuff on Serpentis for going all the way up to Vanquisher Titan. And I thought that would be, you know, pretty good. But that's just not going to happen at the moment because the level 4 mission hub is completely blocked off by other players. I can't get to it. Angel stuff, you know, I've been wanting to do a Seratheal, and I wouldn't mind doing an Azrael, but you have to do Deathless. Those are only in the Deathless store, LP store. You can't get them through Angel LP, which is frustrating. You know, Deathless is you know, you get your LP there in different ways. I don't know if there's missions for them. And so that is not what I'm wanting to do either. And then there is Sanchez Nation. And so Sanchez Nation, you can get up to the Revenant, which this is a carrier. And you know, it's the giant turd. I mean, really, it is probably the ugliest ship in the game, in my opinion. I don't know if a skin can make it any better. Glacial Drift. Yeah. So let's go over to the LP store and see whether or not it's in the LP store. There's a bunch of level 4 mission givers, and it's in Stain. Stain's a pretty rough place. But with there being more level 4 mission givers than this, actually, you know what? Let's dock back up. Let's take a shuttle.
Docking request accepted.
Hopefully I have a shuttle. I don't know if I have a shuttle. We'll find out. Let me put this back together the way it's supposed to be. Did a little bit of a mission fit. All right. No shuttle. But we do have this. Let's see how it's fitted at the moment. 77 million. And we've got combat probes. It can't handle a smart bomb. Absolutely cannot. But let's go. It would cement my legacy if I did all 4 pirate stuff and got all 4 top ships or whatever. I mean, that'd be awesome. I was thinking already that for the Vanquisher, that a realistic timeline on getting enough LP from that to do it was probably 2 years. So, sure, that cement things in history for me, but holy cow, how much time is that history going to cost? So, yeah, I think that just is maybe not a reasonable goal. Well, I spent how many years to get where I am now, and where am I now? Well, I mean, I'm in a good spot, but the problem is setting that goal, I think, is unrealistic. Especially with the issue of owning that station, and I think I'd have to put a character in their corp, which is going to be problematic.
Warp drive active.
The nice thing about this is, like, there ain't nobody in here, level 4 mission giver stuff, but I doubt they're gonna have what I'm looking for.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So, True Power LP, and then edit filter. I want blueprints. And so there's Succubus blueprint. Okay. Succubus could be a good PvP ship. Phantasm. Yeah, another good ship. Nightmare. Okay. Another good ship. Oh, and voila. There ain't no whatever that one's called, the giant turd ship. Carrier, Revenant. And just not in here. So, that's True Power. Okay, let's look at True Power. There's True Creations, 9 jumps away. Let me see if I've got LP, if it tells me the LP stores here.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Trevor_887 just followed.
So it might be True Creations that I have to do. And here's one 9 jumps away. I guess we'll go over and check it out. Oh, some BPCs are actually drops. Well, yeah, so that could be it too. Trevor, thank you for the follow. We'll go over this other one. If it's not in there, those are the only 2 corps in Sancha. So
Warp drive active.
Revenants from Incursions. All right. So the best I could do would be, like, you know, getting nightmare stuff and everything. Right, I believe you. I'm gonna go look at this other one anyway.
Drive active. Warp drive active.
We're deep into Stain. Pretty quiet in here right now. Stain, you know, quite a bit of the time is a very deadly place.
Warp drive active.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Boreoni just followed.
Rioni, welcome.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
I fix my standings with Sanchez Nation with his character as well. I think my standings are a little low. Whoa, why would you need so many daredevils in a Corinne? That's interesting.
Warp drive active.
What would you use that many daredevils for in a Corinne? Is that for a gate camp? I mean, I'm not sure. Seems like an odd combination.
Warp drive active.
Well, that's got to be a shit show when they're mining that out here in NPC Null. No, I didn't want the Angel Titan specifically. I was trying to get the Vanquisher. And I do have a Titan. I have an Herberus. Daredevils are web bonus. Alright. This guy's following me in. He's going someplace else. Alright.
Warp drive active.
was just me in here. Not much to worry about then, is there?
Active. Warp drive active.
The scan on this. Capsules. Going into the station.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
This is a kick-out station. All right, so blueprints and all the same stuff, which is what we expected, given that it was said in chat that the Revenant only drops from incursions. So in low sec. So in my Sancha standings, Sancha's Nation 1.55 here. And then, True Power and True Creations are both. You know, 3.5. All right. Well, that answers that. So if I'm going to be doing missions for getting blueprints for building ships, it really looks like the biggest ships that I can do are the Nightmares. And Nightmares are okay. They don't super excite me. Yeah. I feel like this is quite the bust. Quite the bust. I mean, I could do missions. Oh, Balgorn. Well, I don't know that I have access to Blood Raider space.
Warp drive active.
Okay, so Blood Raider in do we have any Blood Raider space that's next to us? Like, all right, let me look at Blood Raider in the ship tree. Well, okay, so all the way up to the Moloch. Okay, okay, maybe Blood Raider is an option. Okay, so Blood Raider. Thanks for the suggestion. I wasn't thinking of Blood Raider at all. I have zero LP with them. Let's see here if I can look up Blood Raider. Hi Brian, how's it going, buddy? I got your other message, but I'll reply later. Blood Raider Covenant. Controlled territory. Delve. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, we just left there. That's hostile territory. I mean, we're not in Quirius anymore. I don't think that we're aligned with them. We're not. It's pretty far out to be able to support it. If this were 6 months ago, year ago, yeah, I'd have been all over that. It's all in Delve, and we don't have any of it anymore. Period basis is still, yeah, but is it? Yeah. Okay, so we're blue there. Let's look at what the mission agents are for got a negative 4.43. Level 4 mission agents. There are 4 of them. Yeah, they're here and here.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Elgebez just followed.
Eldrbez, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I just don't think that I'd get good support. You know, this is interesting. Like, okay, so to get a jump freighter out here, like, I can't get jump freighter would have to gate this bottom part, and a jump freighter would have to gate this. Might be able to jump this to this, but that's Aquarius, which I can't. Yeah, this really, I'm surprised that we're holding anything out here still, because this is very hard to support. Capital ships have to go through the gates to get out here. And maybe these guys out here just like being in the corner, so they only have to pay attention to, you know, one side or whatever. You know, for defense and everything, but it's quite remote. Period basis is. It's very remote. So there's a couple of others here actually as well. And let's see, Garistas. Where are these guys? Oh, that's, oh my goodness, it's all the way up in Venal. Yeah, I don't have any connections up that way.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your
Mortis
dragons.
Legion.
5 dragons
There's
is a good
one.
start, but it's still no army.
Brian.
STS_dessert gifted 5 subscriptions to the community.
Wow. Thank you, Brian. Much appreciated. How about 5,000 gold? To everybody here. STS Desiree's Honor, aka Brian. Right. So, yeah, thank you, buddy. Very generous of you. Yeah, this one is probably going to be, this is only one
Welcome
for
to the
Mortis Legion.
Dragons.
Horny Euphan just followed.
It's up in Pure Blind. Euphan, welcome. And then Or doesn't have any level 4 security. Sanchez Nation, Serpentis, Syndicate, and Thucker Tribe. Sanchez Nation's the only option that I've got. That's the way for selling Asteros? Well, okay, but so okay, you know, that's not an out of Minak. So what about running like level 5 missions? But it's in low sec, which I wouldn't have much support, right? Level 5 missions or something else, and I don't know if there's any level 5s for let's see where there are level 5s. Amatar, Royal Navy. See, these are all Empire based. And you know, that could be interesting. Can even do Caldari Navy ones and stuff. But you're not getting the same kind of... it's not going to get me a pirate ship. There's no Sisters of Eve in here that I'm seeing. These are just the 4 empires. Yeah, Yeah, level 5s can be rough without a Marauder or Capitals unless you cherry pick. Yeah, so there's that. And so what a bust. A distribution mission's worth doing up to level 4. Well, there's not many level 4 distribution missions. And you end up needing jump freighter stuff and everything. And you can go to hostile places. I've only ever gone level 3s, grind through level 3s. We've done some level 5 missions before as a group. And you know, where we take 20 or 30 of us and you know, we take cruisers or whatnot and just rip through it. So
Welcome to the Dragons.
Jimmy Beaks just followed.
Jimmy, thank you for the follow. Welcome. A solo high sec player, yeah, you know. So, yeah, so in faction warfare, the capitals. Huh. Fan go mini. Would I be interested in buying a faction pause tower or weapons? I own a couple already, so they're not of much use anymore these days. Can't make money off of them.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Just me in here. Wonder if there'd be any reason to scan for like lost drones or anything. Probably not. Not seeing anything on D-scan. Yeah, you found them. Yeah, so I've tried selling my stuff on the market and everything. There's just not enough buyers. The stuff ends up not selling in a 3-month term,
Drive active.
even in Jita. So I'll leave that heron alone.
Warp drive active.
He's just sitting there on the gate. Try your luck over at Hypernet? Yeah, why not? But I don't know that you'll make a lot more there.
Warp drive active.
That's that Corinne and Daredevils. Is he chasing me? You think?
Warp drive active.
I'm pretty fast. They're pretty fast too, but should be able to keep ahead of them as long as I keep moving. Maybe that Corinne's for Instalock. They didn't follow me in here, so.
Warp drive active.
So here there's a lot of friendlies. We're very close to my space here.
Warp drive active.
Going over to Kebbers.
Warp drive active.
Or, yeah, Kebbers. I have more ships over there. I think we're gonna fly in some carriers, potentially, and transport some ships.
Warp drive active.
Alright, we got a bunch of hostiles in here. You know what? I am not in fleet. Ooh, we got... Ooh, man, that looks nasty. That looks really nasty. Oh, and I went the wrong way. Okay. Did they stop high-sec buyback? Oh, is it... Did they stop? I don't know. Make a perch over here. I don't know where these guys are going. There's a couple of gates, but I can't scan them. Oh, he announced it's ending. probably a lot of work. Yeah, so is that the gate that they're coming from or they're going to? Don't know. Yeah, it'd be too much work to keep up. It's pretty successful. You know, all they needed to do, too much work to keep up, is increase their own margin, and then there would be less people selling to them, and then they make more money for their work, and they can lower their work doing that. That's what I did whenever I used to own a computer store, and we were getting overloaded all the time with service work and everything, and we just couldn't keep up, and we always did a really good job. And so I started raising prices to thin the number of jobs. So, you know, and then I sold the service company to another person. And they did a good job. So didn't sell it for a huge amount, but yeah, I'll check it out a little later, Brian, after the show. I'm going to make this perch here. And then that way I can, next time I'm coming through here, I can warp to this if I'm iffy about, you know, what's what.
Warp drive active.
Right, well, they are not in here, are they? I wonder, you know, I need to just go through these routes with a bullet ship and make these make all these bookmarks and stuff. I do have a bookmark ship. I wonder who's got it. And it's cheap too. So it's like 10 or 11 million, and it flies over 9,000. And stable for like 10 minutes. Not forever, but for like 10 minutes. So you can't make those super deeps with it, but you can make everything you need that's highly functional. Although some people use their probes. They bring in their probes real tightly on themselves, and then they can warp to a probe, and they're still on grid. And I happen to have probes on me. You got to change your setup a little bit to bring your probe launch in super tight and everything. So wow, so many towers in here. See, here's a tower. I don't know if I can get in. Let's see if it'll let me in. It does. So here's one of the towers that I forget what his name was. Goger Mini. This is what he's wanting to sell. One of these towers. This right here is shielded. It allows me to sit in space and not be attacked. And these are not, you know, these are not very common these days. And you can see here, it's got explosion dampening. It's just got a bunch of stuff here. I've set these up before. It's been a long time, but I've set them up before, and you can see here it's got this shielding around it. So, and it's got defenses. If you are hostile and you fly up to this, you will be shot. So, yeah. In a wormhole, you still see them quite often? Yeah. Yeah, okay. The last wormhole corp I was in, we lived in them. So, yeah, we didn't use stations. We had these. So, and you just leave your ships, you know, floating in them and everything. So, yeah, they're cool stuff. And this is nice because, like, well, there is a Tatara here, which you can get capitals into, but you couldn't get a Titan into it. But a Titan can park in one of these and log off. But I think, let's see, when you log off in one of these in your ship, if you're in the ship, it'll disappear. If you're not in the ship, it'll stay there. And it works, you know, really well for protecting a Titan for temporary. You wouldn't want to log off on your Titan in one of these and then come back a year later, because you'd be like, it could be somebody else that owns it at that point, and it could still it could still take you out. So yeah. All right.
Warp drive active.
Did that happen to me recently? I had a station decommissioned from under me. Yeah.
Warp drive active.
Oh, the Titan would be partially hanging out and then it could be bumped? All right. I don't know. I've never flown a Titan into one of them. Biggest I've flown into those is battleships.
Warp drive active.
Bumping a Titan in a pause shield is kind of questionable. Isn't there a rule against bumping? Didn't they call it bowling? Isn't there a rule against bowling in those? Here's a whole bunch more control towers. That's another one of ours. This is interesting.
Warp drive
I
active.
wonder what these are set up for. I wonder how the Alliance is strategically using these. Because there's no... okay, so there's a whole bunch of other modules that can go in these too. These are all defense stuff. But there's a whole bunch of other modules that can go into these. You can even build ships in them. You know, maybe all those old things aren't available anymore, but you could build ships in them. You could do all kinds of manufacturing in them. Aren't towers the first step in building a station? No, not anymore. These things are actually, like, they said a long time ago they were pulling them out of the game, and then they didn't. So
Warp drive active.
do those take the anchor point of a planet to keep them from being, you know, other people from doing stuff on them? Maybe that's a good question.
Warp drive active.
We're not at war currently. Well, this is good. Oh, I won't be shot going through the gate. Answer is yes on them blocking other things. Yeah.
Warp drive active.
All right, so I can't bring a jump freighter into here and then have it, you know, jump back into head GP. It's too far. The distance is too far. And so if I take stuff in there, I have to pilot it in there. And I have a freighter here for carrying stuff in there. So, yeah. All right. If you're watching on video, we'll see you in the next episode.